Title: The Hidden Light. Part 1, The Arrival. In a remote valley, shielded by towering mountains and thick forests, lay the small village of Eldergrove. Known for its serene beauty, Eldergrove thrived in its isolation, where traditions were revered, and change was viewed with suspicion. The villagers lived simple lives, farming and weaving tales of their ancestors around evening fires. Yet, amidst this tranquility lay an unspoken rule: no mention of Jesus, no church, and certainly no outsiders allowed to disrupt their way of life. One summer, two siblings, Mia and Ethan, set off for Eldergrove, seeking work during their summer break. They were vibrant and adventurous, eager to explore new places. Little did they know, their journey would challenge the very foundation of the community. As they approached the village, Mia marveled at the lush greenery while Ethan eyed the rugged paths they had traveled. Both were unaware of the whispers that followed them as they crossed into Eldergrove. The villagers regarded outsiders with a mix of curiosity and caution. The siblings' purpose. Mia and Ethan had grown up in a Christian household, where tales of kindness, faith, and the teachings of Jesus were part of their daily lives. They had decided to spend their summer not just working but sharing their beliefs, feeling a calling to spread a message of hope and love. The siblings were determined to approach the villagers with kindness, hoping to find common ground. Their first few days were spent helping in the fields and learning the villagers' ways. The siblings quickly earned the respect of some for their hard work and cheerful demeanor. But it wasn't long before whispers about their intentions reached the ears of Eldergrove's elders, traditionalists who held the community's values sacred. One evening, around a flickering fire, Ethan felt the urge to share a story. He spoke of kindness, forgiveness, and love, drawing parallels with the values the villagers cherished. His words, however, stirred unease. An elder named Reuven, the keeper of traditions, stood and raised his hand, silencing the murmurs. "Enough. We do not speak of outsiders' gods here," he declared, eyes narrowed. "Our ways are enough." Mia, sensing the tension, tried to defuse the situation. "We mean no disrespect. We just wish to share stories that uplift us all." But Reuven's voice boomed with authority. "Your stories do not belong here." The rising tension. Days turned into weeks, and while some villagers warmed to Mia and Ethan, the traditionalists, led by Reuven, grew increasingly hostile. They viewed the siblings as a threat to their way of life, fearing that the introduction of new ideas could unravel the fabric of their community. As the siblings continued to share stories and values of their faith, the divide deepened. Ethan organized small gatherings, inviting those curious enough to listen. Mia, ever the peacemaker, urged everyone to focus on common values. "We all seek love, family, and community," she would say, but the elders remained resolute. One fateful evening, after a gathering where Ethan had shared a particularly poignant story about compassion, Reuven gathered the villagers. "These outsiders are trying to lead us astray," he warned. "If we do not stand together, we risk losing our identity." As murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd, Mia and Ethan felt the weight of despair. They had come to bring light, yet they felt trapped in darkness. The turning point. One day, while exploring a nearby forest, Mia stumbled upon an injured bird. She gently cradled it, whispering soothing words. Ethan, watching his sister's compassion, felt inspired. He suggested they bring the bird back to the village to show that kindness transcends boundaries. That evening, the siblings gathered the villagers around a fire and presented the bird. "This creature does not belong to any one of us," Ethan began. "But together, we can heal it. Just like love, compassion knows no bounds." Some villagers were moved, stepping forward to help. The atmosphere began to shift as people realized that Mia and Ethan's message wasn't about forcing change but about fostering love and understanding. However, Reuven and the traditionalists were furious. They called for a meeting, demanding that the siblings leave Eldergrove for good. "You threaten our very existence," Reuven exclaimed, his voice heavy with fear. "A choice to make. Mia and Ethan found themselves at a crossroads. Should they leave, respecting the wishes of the elders, or stay and continue to spread their message of love and hope? Mia, filled with compassion, suggested they hold one final gathering, a celebration of unity. "Let's show them that we can come together, regardless of our beliefs," she proposed. Ethan agreed, and they began preparing. The siblings invited everyone, even the elders. They hoped to bridge the divide through music, stories, and shared laughter. On the day of the gathering, the sun shone brightly, and the air buzzed with anticipation. Villagers arrived cautiously, their faces a mix of curiosity and skepticism. As Mia and Ethan began to share stories of unity and compassion, slowly, a change occurred. Elders, including Reuven, found themselves captivated by the siblings' passion. It was as if the barriers had begun to crumble, and the villagers started to see that love could exist alongside their cherished traditions. The healing of Eldergrove. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over Eldergrove, the siblings led everyone in a moment of reflection. "We may be different, but we all seek the same light," Mia said, her voice steady. "Let us come together, share our stories, and heal as one community." In that moment, Reuven stepped forward. "Perhaps there is wisdom in your words," he admitted, his voice softer. "We have held tightly to our traditions, fearing what lies beyond. But we can learn, too." The villagers erupted in applause, realizing that the true essence of their traditions was love and unity. The boundaries began to blur, and for the first time, the community felt an overwhelming sense of togetherness. A new beginning. Mia and Ethan remained in Eldergrove, their presence no longer seen as a threat but as a gift. They helped the villagers weave new stories, stories that celebrated both the old and the new, blending traditions with newfound understanding. As seasons changed, Eldergrove transformed. The once hidden community now thrived in the light of acceptance and compassion. Together, they built a space where all could gather, sharing stories of love, hope, and faith, a place that welcomed all regardless of their background. Years later, as Mia and Ethan stood on the same hills where they first arrived, they smiled at the vibrant community below, a testament to the power of unity and love. In the heart of Eldergrove, they had kindled a light that would shine for generations to come.